Britney has teased the new season, and she said that everyone will see whenever the season airs why I finally got to the point where I did. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked with everything that I've actually gone through that they're going to learn about. Now, I know that seems like a very simple little thing, but she thinks we're going to be shocked by what we learn. There's stuff we don't know because let me tell you, the stuff that we see on camera, the stuff that we're watching in, like, if you're doing the rewatch with me for season 6, the stuff that we just saw in the Valley, we're going to be shocked by other things, like other things that we don't know about. That seems insane. That seems impossible. It seems out of the realm of possibility because let me tell you, when that man breaks up with her on camera at the end of the fucking season, that was as shocking as I thought it could get. But if we're going to be, and if she's going to tell us, I mean, look, I don't mean to say I hope that she's not like overhyping it, because that would mean I'm hoping that something really terrible, that she's gone through something really terrible that she's going to tell us about. But I am kind of hoping for that. Is that I know that's bad, but like, bitch, don't get me excited. I didn't think anything Jax Taylor did could shock us. But if she's saying we will be shocked, we've seen a lot. Okay, we've seen a lot. So, oh God, I'm ready. I'm so ready. Okay, today for the Vanderpump Rules Season 6 rewatch recap, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to do just main big points from the last couple episodes because it doesn't, not that it drags on, but it can get a little bit repetitive. And then the reunion is so funny that I just also want to like get to the reunion. So rather than do like the scene by scene by scene stuff, I'm going to just hit the big points, which there are plenty. So I'm going to do 18 through whatever the rest of the season is today. Let's do that now. After Kristen has thrown her drink and James is upset, Lala has James's back so much. And it's so sad because the very next season, season 7, she's chucking him under the bus and siding with all the other girls, all because of the shit he talked about Randall. And now it's just like, it's such an injustice because James is like, I see what he does and you want me to pretend that he's not that person. James was the only one willing to be real about that. The rest of them were like, you want to bring us on a private jet? We'll take it. James is like, nah. Also, this is where Lala says the line to James, ain't nobody gangster like us, and then sucks on her baba. And he's like, yeah. But the big point, though, is that Kristen is so unaware of her actions and her behavior and is truly, I guess, like if you're going from Kristen's angle and she does believe the guys and all the guys are like, we heard you say, James, that you hooked up with her a little bit. And so if she's going off of that, sure. But Katie and Kristen and Stassi are like, hanging out in the room and Katie's like, you shouldn't have thrown that drink. That was not the move. You're making this worse for yourself. And Kristen, they cut over her face. She is so amazingly wasted. Like even her hair is wasted. Does that make sense? Someone is that like, I don't know how she does it, but she just looks as drunk as a human can look. And she goes, do you have any idea what I've been through today? Okay, yes, because Katie was there with you the whole time. And then she goes, okay, well, remember that, how that feels. Okay, okay, we'll remember that. Katie's like, just throwing the drink wasn't the move. I did it because it was a drink and not my fist. All right. So, like, okay, what the fuck? Kristen has no awareness of what she's done. She's like, what did I do? Why is everybody not believing me here? Well, of course, before they leave, Jax has to call Chelsea and he has to kick out Britney out of her own room. I'm telling you, he's testing her. He's like, how much can I fuck with her? How much can I hurt her? And then let's see let's see how much she'll stick around for. I swear. Because then when he breaks up with her and then she actually like doesn't respond, doesn't feed into it, doesn't do the whole game of getting back together, he's like, oh, wait. Okay, but wait, I want you now. This is the sickening. He even says when he's talking to her name's Chelsea, right? Why did I just forget that? When he says, I love you when they hang up the phone. All right, love you. I love you. Get out of here. Back in LA, though, Kristen has to tell Carter about it. I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget. It's a wonderful little factoid that Kristen already lied to Carter in this relationship about James. And it's the one where last season, Kristen tried to lie and say that she just made out with James. And then James is over there going, we were totally boning. Like, it couldn't have gone worse for her. I don't know if she didn't tell him, don't tell anyone, or if he like broke rank and was like, yeah, right, I'm not keeping that a secret. She's going to try to get out of it. And so I forgot that Carter overlapped that. And so this rumor is going to make him like, we've already done this before. But then Kristen doesn't have any awareness. Like, you literally lied to him about this. Yet all she keeps saying back to him is, I don't lie to you. You know, I don't lie to you. And he's like, no, you literally lied to me. Like, in actuality, like you act about a James thing. So, okay. But she's like, I don't get it. Am I like the worst person or something? Like, I'm not. Kristen truly is not aware of what she does. She just forgets it. She just assumes everyone should just forget it. Should just move on from anything she's done. You lied to everyone for an entire summer. Okay, so sorry. So I'm the bad guy. No, it's just that like you did that. So when you ask like why we don't believe you, we're like, that's why. Oh, okay. So hang me up on the cross. Okay. Like, I guess I'm the worst one. So that's Kristen's MO. So the next amazing thing that happens in this episode, the creme de la creme, is Jax's utter meltdown at Sir. You have to watch how it starts. So Jax thought he was so they're all working. Is this like just a James Kennedy DJ night? I don't even know exactly what this event is, but Jax is going in really cocky. Like, he drives into work with Britney. He's all talking about the Florida job, thinking like, yeah, it's what it's going to be. I didn't even think I'd have to get you on board, whatever. And then he starts talking about Adam, like he needs to know his place, whatever. So he goes in thinking it's going to go one way. Then first he tries to talk to Adam. And I think he thought he was going to like scare him, but he has an issue with the chair at one point. Like, it's too low. And then he tries to move it around. And then he's like, I'll just stand. And so it's not going the way he thinks it's going to go. And when he's like, so I heard you, are hitting on my girlfriend or whatever. He's like, no, or got a crush on my girlfriend. He goes, no, we just all hung out. And Adam, like he really just kind of fends it off, and it leaves Jax in this weird place where he's like, okay, I'm mad at Sheena then. That's who I'm more mad at. So then he goes over and he tries to give shit to Sheena, but then doesn't get any backup because I think he thought maybe Katie might, because Katie hates Sheena. But even Katie's like, how about you can't say shit? Because even if Sheena did try to hook up Adam and Brittany, like, really, can you seriously say anything about that right now? So now he's like, what is happening? Like, nothing is going right. Then he goes over to and you can tell this man is so drunk. His eyes are like a different person. And so he's like over talking with James and Lala and getting mad because of the whole Kristen thing, and how James is like, it didn't happen. And Lala's like, it didn't happen. And he's like, I heard it. And his eyes are all bugged out. But now he's so far gone because he's had like two things not go according to plan. And the cocaine is getting to him. And in walks Lisa and Ken at the worst time because Jax is so fixated at this point. I think what's happening is he's also thinking that like production is in on something. I think he's like looking around at everyone thinking it's an overall thing. Because first when Lisa comes in, he doesn't say hi, but he's like trying to get someone else's attention and she's like, "Hello." And he's so wasted that he can't even see straight. And it's like the look on his face is danger. Like it's like man out of control, like a bomb about to go off. Like it's like a weapon of mass destruction all of a sudden is Jax, right? So she's trying to get him out. And then it's very discombobulated the way they show it. But then they showed, I bet, you want to know why? I bet because he was yelling at production a lot. I bet that's why. I bet he was like screaming at them and they didn't want to like break the fourth wall too much yet. But then he's standing at the host stand just flipping everyone off. Beep, 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 beep. Looking over at Lisa and Ken. Fuck you guys. And then he's like, sorry. He goes, sorry. And then Tom's like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, tell the truth. They're like, about what? And and why are we mad at James? Like, we're the ones who said that he said this. Why are we mad at? It is a full kamikaze meltdown. Punches the something as he's walking away, punches it. I bet he hurt his hand. Yeah. And so what does Britney do? Britney has to apologize. I'm sorry for Jax for doing. You can't do that where you work. And Lisa is like, okay, so are you going to do this for the rest of your life with him? You're going to just apologize for him and take on his horrible actions? And Britney wasn't expecting that. She's like, I'm just sorry. I just wanted to apologize for him on his behalf. Yeah, but this is what you've had to do. Her life has been absolutely affected by him in all negative ways, period. I guess they got Cruz out of it, but girl. Then the next day, she's bringing him coffee and Advil, and in no way is he apologetic. He's just justifying his behavior, and his confessional is, everybody does a lot worse shit than I do, but for some reason, it's just me who gets it. Weren't you just coming for James and putting James in the hot seat and everyone else? Like that already happened. So it's such a narcissistic argument. Oh, everyone else can fuck up, but when I fuck up, it's the worst. So it's like, no, other people get held accountable. Like it's happening. Other people, like James just had to deal with it. Like Kristen, it's just you do things and there's a response. Oh, because it's me when I do it. When I do it, it's the worst. Okay. As the seasons are changing and fall is rolling in, I think it's an amazing time to embrace the natural power of cannabis with Via. Whatever you're up to, whether you're lounging by the fire, you're going on an adventure, Via's premium federally legal cannabis products are the perfect companion. The THCA flower strains are grown with so much care and they're rigorously tested to ensure the highest quality, free from harsh pesticides or nasty chemicals. We hate those. This month, too, Via is launching the high THCA flower in 7G and 28G and brand new flavors for the THCA vape lines. So you have more options than ever before. I have been enjoying Via's award-winning gummies as of late. I eat 2 in the morning, the focus ones. Then I do 2 midday. Sometimes I'll do the relief, but sometimes I'll do focus again. And then I do the sleep ones at night. I love them. They're so delicious. I have to remind myself that they are medicinal. Otherwise, I'll eat the whole thing. Via does do THC-free gummies too, if THC is not your thing. They do vapes, soothing topicals, calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Via ships legally to all 50 states in discreet packaging directly to your door and a worry-free guarantee, no medical card required. If you are 21 and older, head to viahemp.com and use the code SHESPEAKS to receive 15% off. That's VIIAHEMP.com and use promo code SHESPEAKS at checkout. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. This fall, embrace your everyday with Via. If you're a pet parent like me, you know about Chewy. Because when they say they have everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy, they mean it. They have over 100,000 products, all brands your pets love, prices we love. We're talking food, we're talking treats, beds, you name it, they got it. And it ships directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. And not just for dogs and cats, birds, fish, reptiles, and more, they get love too. To keep them healthy, Chewy offers pet prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and they're even rolling out clinics across the country. And thank God for Chewy's auto ship feature. I don't ever have to get that look on my cat's faces like you are a disappointment as a mother. Nope, got that set up on recurring shipments, all the essentials. We're never running out, and I can change, I can cancel whenever I need to. Super convenient, one less thing to worry about. Speaking of not worrying, Chewy has top tier 24/7 customer service. I can get expert advice over chat or phone, day or night. Plus, if my pet or I don't love something, Chewy's 100% satisfaction guarantee lets me return it within a year, no questions asked. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/she-speaks. That's chewy.com/she-speaks to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/she-speaks. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. Later at the Pucker and Pout party. The Pucker and Pout. Okay, Katie. Trying to pretend like she was going to pick this back up. That's just gone, right? She still does like beauty industry stuff. So it's not like it's been totally abandoned. Like she did the nail. She's got the, what are they called? I can't remember what the brand is, but she's got the nails and that's it, right? But Pucker and Pout is no more. But it's cute that they had a little relaunch party. Kristen comes in on crutches. Is that not amazing? In comes Kristen on crutches. It's just so appropriate. And then her confessional where she does the impression of the inflatable arm, whatever, because she's so clumsy. I'm like, yep, I could see it. And then it made me think of in the next season when they go to Solvang and Kristen gets so drunk. And she falls. She falls and she like looks back at them like they did it. Like, oh. Oh, that's such a good scene. Kristen is such a mess. But at this party, Carter goes over to Tom Sandoval. I think Peter's there too. And he actually says, I thought you would have Kristen's back. Why don't you have Kristen's back? Why are you saying she did this with James? You see us together. You see that she would never do that. I'm like, you're talking to Tom Sandoval, her ex-boyfriend that she cheated on. I know that he cheated, but like she did. What? Why would he have her back? What? I feel like the one person who could assume it did happen would be Tom Sandoval. I don't even like to give Tom Sandoval any reason to be anything. But like, if we're going to play that game, like I feel like he could speak to that. And he could, and he does. He's like, I'm just telling you, dude, in my experience, there have been times where I thought, no way. And it did. So... And Carter's like, all right, let me go talk to Kristen. Then he goes over to Kristen. He's like, stories are changing. I mean, there's slight differences. I still maintain I don't think they had sex. But you know what? What does it matter? Honestly, what does it matter? But I am believing Kristen, but I'm a sucker. I am a sucker. I'm more believing James. I can more tell that James feels no attraction to her anymore. And I feel like it's that. Like, now, I don't know. I don't believe it, but you know what? It doesn't matter because it's over. It's a long time ago. But the best part of this whole conversation when Carter and Kristen talk is her trying to walk. I'm done with this conversation, but then she's on the crutches. So then she's in walking and she's like trying to hit the door with the crutch. She's like, ow. Okay. Pushing it. And ow. And then she, I'm done. How? Okay. It's like, is she just trying to go to the bathroom too? And it's down like the staff hallway, so it's all bright and horrible, and she's stuck in it. Another thing that happens at this party, Ariana, I think Tom is actually a little surprised. The look on his face is like he tries to hide it. Ariana's already brought this up on camera to Lisa about how Tom needs to prioritize their cocktail book since once he decided to make himself a part of it, he has been holding up the project, which is so what he would do. Isn't that like it reminds me of a Schwartz and Sandy's adjacent story, where it's like Tom wants to do all this stuff, but then he goes and starts a band and goes on tour and is like impossible to get a hold of. It's like this is so Tom Sandoval. And it makes it better that she was able to put out another cocktail book on her own. And very fast, mind you. Okay? She can get shit done at the speed of light compared to Tom Sandoval. But when she goes, yeah, I talked to Lisa and she thinks that you should be prioritizing our cocktail book. It is interesting that she had to present it through Lisa because I think she was a little uncomfortable. But Tom's face, he tries to hide it, is like, yeah, you're right. He's like, fuck, we weren't supposed to talk about you're not. Tom tries to blame Ariana for hiding their relationship and hiding the truth. But you can tell it was his idea to do that because of the way he's reacting to little things here and there. It's like, okay, you were the one wanting it all controlled, but you're trying to blame Ariana in hindsight. Like, we didn't tell you guys the truth. We kept it from you. It wasn't fair to you guys. Don't try to put that on her. It was probably your idea. It's not probably, it was. I can tell. Her saying this, he's like, yeah, no, totally. I do. I gotta prioritize it. No, totally. I swear he got mad at her later that night. When the cameras were off, he was like, how could you bring that up like that and make me look bad? Promise. It's not like we needed another Patrick scene to really drive home the fact that we hate him, but another Patrick scene does happen, and he's just as big a tool. He tries to make some Game of Thrones analogy that doesn't work and it falls flat, and his deep insecurity is just so blatant. And it's sad because because I can relate to when you are dimming your own light and you have no self-worth, someone like a Patrick can seem confident, but when you're out of it, you're like, he is so insecure. And he just has to make her feel little every chance he gets. So when he doesn't get his analogy right and Stassi gets to correct him, I'm like, yeah, fucking correct him because he's stupid with his stupid ponytail and his stupid face. God, I cannot stand this man. We got a little insight this episode too about Katie, because Katie doesn't talk about that accident that she basically nearly died in, which I know I've said it 100 times. It just always trips me out that was the building my sister lived in. And I didn't know it. She lived in it and she'd already moved out of it. By the time she was like, no, that was the place that Katie fell through the roof. I was like, shut up. So yeah, anyway, but Katie gets into how much that affected her. And that is actually kind of an important facet of her life. Like that is trauma, PTSD, total depression, recovering from something like that. Like that absolutely is going to change a person. I'm happy that she can recognize she's feeling better from the accident and like that was contributing to a lot. But man, Schwartz did not deserve her. But also, I don't think she deserved many other people at that point. I can say that about myself. I can say that I have not had a successful relationship in my life, but I have not been worthy of one. I can say that. Like, I couldn't have one. It was me. Like, I was incapable. And so I think right at this point when Katie, because she met Schwartz and then the accident happened pretty soon after, I want to say, at least from what I gather. And that's going to really change things and affect things. And then that her self-worth is so low. So then she starts to put up with shit from Schwartz that maybe she wouldn't have if she was feeling better about herself. And like it just compounds on top of itself right there. And yeah, I'm fully just projecting my own shit, aren't I? I'm just like talking about myself, basically. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. But this episode ends with Jax. Now you see Jax is equipped with the damn Reiki healer words. This woman does not realize. Remember at the very beginning when she said, you need to put yourself first? And I was like, lady, he does. What are you talking about? Now she's gone and done it again. She's given him this advice that letting her go because she calls out that he appears because this could appear like it's as simple as that. It appears like he's trying to push Brittany away and being mean to Brittany so that she breaks up with him, so that he's not the bad guy. Now, yeah, sure, it could appear like that, but it's more sadistic than that. And what you've just done, Reiki lady, is given the worst person advice that now I think Jax is going and feeling righteous. He's like, the Reiki lady told me that this is what I got to do because it would be the right thing to do. So this is a valiant, strong thing I'm doing for Brittany. I'm doing this for Brittany. So he comes in and I don't know what he expected Brittany to say exactly, but he tells her that he doesn't think they should be together. You deserve so much better than me. You deserve so much more. And then when Brittany reacts, because she realizes like, you're fucking breaking up with me after all I've done this summer, after looking like such an idiot, you're going to break up with me? And she's like, get out. He goes, why are you getting upset? What? Okay, this is not what I wanted to happen. This is not what Jax, I think he thought that she was going to say, you're right, I do deserve better, but I want to try. I don't know, because he's baffled by her. Baffled. He's like, why are you getting upset? And she's all, get out, you dumb. I mean, the pain in her voice, like, yeah, no, this was the worst thing you could have done. I don't know if she paid for the whole thing. I don't know what she did, but she did a whole Mexico trip, dude. And now it's the end of filming and you're going to fucking dump her on camera. Oh, it's, and so Brittany's saying we are going to be shocked at things on this season of The Valley is very hard to believe. Because I'm like, how? This is horrendous. This is not what I wanted, Jax. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't how I wanted it to go. What did you expect? I think this Reiki lady is irresponsible. She is out here equipping this dangerous man with the wrong information. Okay, God, the best line is when Jax, for one last time, he goes, "This is exactly what I didn't want." And as Brittany's leaving, she goes, "Yes, you did, dumbass. Yes, you did, dumbass." Oh, she meant that, dumbass. You dumbass. Then he goes over to Katie and Schwartz's. And he's saying a bunch of nonsense. And so finally Schwartz is like, what are you trying to say? He's like, what I'm saying is I ended things with Brittany. And Katie's like, oh my God, like, did you guys fight? And then Jax proceeds to talk about we know we had a great morning, actually. We had a really great morning. We had sex. It was a great morning. And I just told her. And so Katie's like, yeah, okay. Having sex with her and then dumping her was the last fucked up thing you did to her. So he's like, what? What? Oh, is that bad? Yeah, it's bad. Jax really thought that this was going to be like, he thought he was going to get a response like he got from the Reiki lady. He's like, no, I did this because she deserves better. Right, guys? Like, didn't I do something? I thought I did something good. I'm like, okay, but okay, right. The Toms then drop everything to go be with Jax as Jax gets a hotel room. Ariana is not happy about it. They have a whole scene where she's like, great, cool. We finally get to hang out. We haven't had one date night this whole summer. And he's like, all right. It's just like when in the Vegas thing, when it was her birthday, remember? And he's like, I'm always going to be here for you. Because also it was like the anniversary of her dad's death or something. And he's like, I'm always going to be there for you. Except we're going to be driving like monster trucks and bulldozing stuff. So I'm going to leave. Same thing. She's like, really? You're going to go do that? You're going to go with Jax and you're not going to hang out with me? And he's like, yeah, it just takes off. All right. But it's interesting to hear Tom give Jax the advice of you need to not be in that house. You need to move out. You need to get your own place. Like you need to give her space. And he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Jax is like, gonna just probably stay there and ruin her life. And Tom is like, no, because both Schwartz and Tom are like, is this going to stick? We've already watched you say you're done, whatever, over and over. And Schwartz is kind of right. If Brittany goes back, this one's on her. So continuing, we get a Zach, our first, well, maybe not first, but the first that we're being introduced to Zach. Zach is Brittany's friend from home. He's the only one she wanted to be with in all this. Now having context, we're like, we love Zach. Yes, Zach is there. He's everything. So Lala has her show. It actually is pretty fun. Like, the show is good. But the big news here is by the time we're getting to Lala's show, Jax is already texting Brittany and wanting to get back together. Brittany's doing very well. It was so promising, wasn't it? It was so promising. It really seemed like she was done with him. She's talking about moving out, staying in LA by herself. I was so excited. But then the reunion. But at Lala's show, when Schwartz and Tom call Jax, they FaceTime him. He asks, how's Brittany doing? And they're like, she's good, actually. She seems to be doing well. And Jax is like, that's not what I wanted to hear. He wants to be like, oh, good. Yeah, I'm happy about that. He starts texting her even more. She looks good. All right, let me make sure I text her. Miss you. It's the hardest thing ever. She's just ignoring him. And it's amazing. But yeah, classic. And then, because Kelsey, I'm just going to call her different names, Chelsea, Kelsey, throughout the rest of this recap, she's out of town. So Jax is like, okay, I need therapy I need a woman to tell me what I want to hear somehow. So he goes to his other therapist, the older therapist that he used, was that last year? And he's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. And I swear this woman looks at him like, this is a sociopath. Everything, like anything he says, she just is like, yeah, okay. I can tell she doesn't believe him. Is this the one that leaked all of his stuff? He said that there was a therapist who leaked leaked stories about him. Probably because nothing you say in therapy sounds authentic and real. He's trying to get what he gets from Kelsey, Reiki lady, from this therapist, but that's not going to like, he's like, it was hard, but I had to do it. I had to break up with her. And she just stares. She's like, why? Because she deserves better. And he's like crying, like almost like crying and then like looking like, do you see, damn it. She's not giving him any of that. She's not coddling him at all. He's like, I really was expecting to get a little bit more. Okay. But you're not giving me anything. You're supposed to tell me like you did the right thing. You are the brave one. You're the good. She's not giving him any of that. She just stares at his ass and she's like, okay. She doesn't believe anything coming out of your dumb face. So the finale party is the progress party for Tom Tom at the construction site. So Brittany shows up looking hot, like the baby blue on her with the tan. Ooh, so good. Looks so good. Jax is showing up thinking that not everyone, but thinking he can be like, oh, poor me, because he texted Brittany earlier, I miss you. This is so hard on me. And she ignored it. So he's like, oh, I'm so sad. What's cracking me up is that Lisa really thought Jax was about to show up and be apologetic, because prior to this, when she was getting ready, she's like, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do about Jax. And Ken goes, oh, so you've made up your mind. You're going to fire him? No, I haven't made up my mind because we need him on the show. But I have to pretend I'm going to fire him. But she actually thinks that Jax is about to come in contrite. But instead, he comes in like thinking he can pout about Brittany. Brittany is ignoring him, which is amazing. He completely ignores Lisa, does not talk to her. So then she has to put herself in a position of less power because she's trying to get a reaction from him. And she walks up to him and goes, excuse me. And he goes, yeah, you look surprised. She's like, I am surprised to see you here. And he goes, I can go. So you're not going to get anything out of him. Yeah, no, he gets off on this shit. He's like, I don't need to kiss your ass. Like, this isn't even the scene where he says, this is my show. He's like, you already know that's what he's thinking. He's like, what do I need to pretend to kiss the ring? I'm so sorry. I had a meltdown at Sir and flipped you off. And I'm big deal. I have, what's your problem? And she's like, I don't want you to leave. I want you to say you're sorry. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, I feel really bad. Same shit. And then what's crazy too is that Lisa tries to pretend like whenever anyone says things about James, because for example, next season this comes up where James gets in trouble with Katie and it's like, how come you let Jax get away with so much, but not James? And she's like, at the end of the day, Jax has always been respectful. She'll say shit like that. And I'm like, when? What day was that? It is kind of funny, though, because Jax is like, I mean, I can go. And she goes, I want to talk to you. And he's like, okay, let's go talk outside. Later, not now. You walked up to him, Lisa. You walked up to him. So she's trying to be in a position of power here, but you totally lost all of it. He won this round. You'll get him later. We are coming into fall. We are getting our sweater weather. And there's never been a better time to have Jenny Kane sponsor this podcast because nobody does sweaters like Jenny Kane. I'm wearing the cropped cashmere cocoon cardigan. I love this thing so much. I'll blast the air conditioning and sit in front of it just so I can wear this sweater. Everything Jenny Kane does, it's like elevated basics, elevated essentials. And if you need something that pairs well with literally anything in your closet, look to the Flynn cashmere sweater. It has a perfect V-neck and it's easy to layer and style. They also have an amazing collection of home essentials. They got timeless furniture pieces, cozy pillows and throws. They got incredible scented candles, like to die for. And they have a really good rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. Find your new uniform at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SHESPEAKS at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at JENNIKAYNE.com, promo code SHESPEAKS. Let getting dressed be one less thing you got to worry about. Embrace your fall aesthetic with Jenny Kane. This is the moment, though, at this party where Sheena takes her cringe to another level because Rob is with the boys and doing the boys stuff and like showing off in front of the boys. She puts on one of the hard hats and goes, I think I'm just going to wear this tonight, nothing else. And he ignores her. No, he literally, she's right there and he is pretending like she hasn't said a word to him. And she repeats it again. I'm going to just wear this tonight. I'm just going to wear this tonight. And then she goes over and says it to like someone else. Like, I'm just going to wear this tonight. And they're like, okay, she's like, I'm not getting attention. Then later, at some point, Jax is talking to James and James is doing a good job of kind of like rubbing it in. James is doing a good one for Britney. He's like, yeah, I heard actually, because when Jax tries to be like, no, I just had to, I had to break up. It was the right thing to do. James is like, oh yeah, totally. I heard that she went home with some guy she met at In-N-Out. Just wanted to throw that in there since you're trying to be all the bigger person. I'm just going to say that. But then Jax, he has to like maintain that this is, yeah, no, totally. That was the right thing to do. She wants to get married and have kids and I don't want that. Rob then chimes in and he's like, yep, Sheena's all like, oh my God, let's get married. I'm like, whoa, you just got divorced. Let's pump the brakes. And of course, what they're doing is like splicing in shots of Sheena trying on her like construction hat and like no one really giving her attention just to make it look even more pathetic. But it is kind of pathetic because it's like she talks about it ad nauseum. She's already said it like 50 times that you guys talk about marriage and babies and you want to name your kid. What was the name? What's the name? Damn it. Valletta? No, Amber Parks Valletta. So she's saying that, and he's over here going, look, I'm telling her, like, pump the brakes, right? Oh, Sheena. They have, like, a after party, like the real party where there's an actual bar at Sir. So they all head there after Patrick shows up. Okay, we'll get to that, actually. We'll get to that. There's a really sweet moment where James gets told by Lee. First, Ken gives James money from his Tuesday. I'm guessing I don't know. Was that the one that we just saw? Doesn't matter. And Lisa officially gives James his job back. And it's just Sir Restaurant. It's a tiny little place. It's not a club, but he is so happy about being back there. Like, it's truly all he was wanted. He just wants to work at Sir so bad. So he gets that. And then, it all falls apart. But it's okay. But okay, let's go to the Patrick thing. The Patrick scene, he's so combative Everything that comes out of his mouth. It's like he's insecure, so he's like condescending and weird to it. Cause like, why did he I think when Lisa says that, oh, we've met before, when Stassi like introduces them, it throws him off. Then he's like, oh yeah, I liked watching you walk away. What? And then Stassi's getting uncomfortable. And then as it's like it's going horribly. And then Stassi's clearly not normal. She does admit that she had brought Xanax. So it's like she's kind of slurry and out of it. But okay, so she's like, the reason why I love Patrick is because we're both just like really dry and sarcastic. And Lisa goes, are you sober? And it throws off Stassi like I've never seen before. She's like, that you can't, but that, and he's like, that's condescending, and it gets weird and it is uncomfortable. And then Patrick walks away and she goes, I'm gonna go protect my boyfriend, and then walks over to it. I'm like, how did this go so bad? Like, what is this? Who says, oh, it's so uncomfortable. So later at this party, though, Brittany has had a couple shots of tequila and she goes, I'm going to go tell Jax that he cannot, because he's talking about how he's going to move into a fucking apartment unit in their same building. Like, oh. So she goes over to him to try to be strong and say like, you're not going to move in there. But what happens when you do that with Jax? He's a total fucking dick. That's what happens. So she walks over after this guy's been going on and on about how much, when you care about someone, you got to let him go. He's already sent her messages about how much he misses her and how hard it is. But now, because she's coming over here, here's the cameras are up. He's got to act like a complete dick. She goes, I need to move on from you. You've put me through hell. And he's like, you're right. You're right. I have. You're right. It's all my fault. You're right. You're right. It's all my fault. I'm horrible. Yeah. Just like dismissing her. She continues to try, though. She's like, you are just so self-focused, after everything I've done for you. Jax loves when she says this, because then he gets to do this bullshit where he's like, I haven't done anything for you. I haven't done anything for you. Thank you, Brittany. Brittany has been he's been doing this with her for forever. In her confessional, she's like, I pay half the rent. Stop acting like you cover for me and like I'm some sort of kept woman. I have had to pay half the rent. I have been responsible for myself. Like, you haven't been supporting me. She worked at fucking Hooters downtown, dude. She's willing to work and do what she's got to do. Like, this is this stupid fucking narrative that he's got in his head because he brought her to this big town, this big city from this small town type of thing. But like, get over it. When he tries to do it last season on the Valley, he's like, I don't take care of you. And she's like, she gets pissed. She's like, I put half the money down. Like, whatever the down payment was, I put in half. So what are you talking about? Do you realize how crazy that is? How insane it would be to know that I'm paying half of the rent, covering groceries, covering whatever the hell. And yet here he is trying to say, after everything I've done for you, what have you done? You don't take care of me, dude. Brittany's trying to have a scene where she says, she's drunk. So I feel like she's misjudging this because she's saying stuff that like she doesn't need to say, but she's drunk. And it just gives him an opportunity to be like, I know because she's like, I deserve better. And he's like, I know. I'm the one who ended it. So you don't need to tell me. I'm the one who ended it. And she's like, oh, you love that you ended. You've been telling everybody I broke up with Brittany. You couldn't wait to say that. And he's like, I don't want to argue with you, Brittany. That's why we did this. So then he starts to walk away and she goes, you're not moving down the hall. And he turns around. He goes, yes, I am. Jesus Christ himself. You don't own that apartment. No one's going to stop me. Sick. You are sick, sir. You are a sick fucking individual. Oh my God. She's like, no, you're not. He's like, yes, I am. He's so proud of himself. Yes, I am. See? Oh yeah, you really care about Brittany's well-being. That's why you did this, because you've Brittany. You care about how Brittany feels. Yeah, that's why you're going to move into an apartment down the hall. Oh my God. And okay, so after this, as if it wasn't awkward already enough with the Patrick thing, I think Lisa, when she talks to Katie, feels kind of bad because Katie's like, oh, she's just nervous because, he's here and she doesn't want it to go bad. So then Lisa thinks she can go make it right. And she goes, I just wanted to say, we got off on the wrong foot. I just care about Stassi. And Patrick goes, we're all good. I still think you have a great ass. Ew, he's so Gross. And it just crumbles. It just all falls apart. And Stassi is just in the worst, lowest place. And she looks at him and she goes, if you're going to break up with me, please don't let it be about this. No, you should want to break up with him over this. You should be like, oh, this is gross. But I get it. I get it. I've made a lot of allowances for a lot of real stupid men. I get it. Lisa then is like, okay, it's time to talk to Jax. And Jax actually busts out some waterworks on her. And she said she does that thing where she grabs a napkin and just gently dabs her eye from the tear. I'm not going to go down this emotional road with you, Jax. I'm not going to do it. And he's like, what do you want me to do? He's like, fire me. And she's right. She goes, no, because if I do that, you're just going to be a victim like you always are. Okay. And he keeps trying to cry. And he's like, what do you want me to do? And she actually says, why don't you do what you should have done a long time ago and give me your resignation? I don't know why that's just so funny. He thought he could get like, poor sad boy. But she's like, quit. Okay, fucking do me the favor and quit, please. So after Jax walks away from that, the Toms are trying to be like, sit down with us, Jax. And he's like, no, man, I gotta go. I don't belong here. Pretending like Florida's even an option. He's like, but that Florida job, maybe do I go to Florida? Sure, go. I'd love to see what happens when you get there. Let's see how that job works out, buddy. And he like walks off all alone. That's how the season ends. Lisa gives like a monologue about how they've all changed except for Jax, which is true. But yeah. All right. Yeah, let's get into the reunion next week because the reunion is hysterical. And then we'll be done. We'll be done with this Vanderpump season 6 rewatch. And then I don't know if I'll do that in multiple episodes. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But yeah, next week, reunion. But okay. All right, guys. Love you. Mean it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms. Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.